Hi friends, happy Monday. I hope you guys are feeling finally the space to breathe after this election that we made it. We made it through. We did it. Whether or not your candidate won, hopefully you have hope for a positive future. We still have a lot of work to do, but I believe that we're ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? I also wanted to take a moment and thank the people who have subscribed to my newsletter. Whether or not you're interested in, health and wellness, this newsletter is something I create every Monday for you guys, and it's just going to tell you about the upcoming podcast and blog and recipes that are coming out, but it's also just a way for me to send you guys a personal letter of love. So if you're interested, there is a link in my bio, and it's super easy to subscribe, so please go ahead and do that if you are so inclined. This week, the podcast is going to be about health coaching. I got to speak to a fellow holistic health coach and how she uses astrology in people's charts to help them navigate their habits and behaviors, but also how that helps support her own goals and her practices in her life that allow her to move forward and help others. The blog post that I've written this week is about judgment, and one of the reasons why I decided to choose that topic is because we just got out of election season, and I know that even from personal experience, I was feeling a little bit of judgment about myself, but also judgment towards others. And, we all feel judgy sometimes, and I think a lot of our judgment comes from things that maybe we don't like about ourselves, so maybe we're projecting onto others, or feeling as if we're right and they're wrong, which is not the case. People are allowed to have their opinions about things and their beliefs, and when you judge others, you are removing any chance of there being a connection. So if that's something that you're feeling, maybe try to, peel back some of those layers and figure out why you're feeling judgmental of others. But also, why are you judging yourself? Maybe you have too high of expectations of yourself, and maybe that's an area that you might want to start trying to work on. The other reason I wanted to talk about judgment was because social media is like a really hard place to be. And I just launched my health coaching business not too long ago. And so social media has become the platform that I'm trying to use to find people to help. And often I feel like I'm speaking into a void because all of the people that I connect with on social media are either sober groups or people who also work in the health and wellness industry, and so it's really hard to find people who need help. And I feel uncomfortable with self-promoting. It feels weird. But then I had a coaching circle, a group with some other coaches this week, and we kind of talked about that and how it's important to realize that there is value in what you have to offer, and you shouldn't feel bad about speaking about the services that you offer if you do offer services. I love health coaching and I love helping people, and I just want people to know that health coaching isn't just about diet and nutrition and exercise. It's more about understanding ourselves so that we can address these habits and behaviors we are doing, and so that we can figure out a way to implement habits and behaviors into your life that will make you the best version of yourself. Anyway, I got off topic there, so sorry, I tend to do that. Judgment. So social media is difficult because we can just put stuff out there. And I'm sure you guys have heard about this, call out culture that we live in, where someone does something and we don't like it, and so we call them out on it. And I just feel like I've been seeing a lot of that recently, specifically in reference to the wellness industry. I'm not gonna call out anybody because that's not how I roll, but essentially what this person was saying was that you can't be a wellness influencer or you can't be in the wellness industry unless you comply with all of these standards, such as, you can't drink alcohol and also be a wellness influencer. And so my response to that was, I don't think that's fair. Like, we all have our vices. We're not perfect, and it's unfair for you to say that someone isn't allowed to have a space at this table just because they don't meet your requirements. I think that's why diet culture is so toxic, is because you have these people telling you that you're not allowed to do something, and they label things as good or bad, and if you do the bad things, we call it cheating, or my cheat meal. And I have an issue with that, because we are people, and food and behaviors are neutral. It's just your relationship to those things that might become a little bit unhealthy. I could go on and on about this, and I approached this person with compassion and was like, I understand what you're trying to say. I just think that when you say things like this, you are essentially accusing other people of something that's not true. You don't get to define who gets to be at the table. You don't. It should be an inclusive thing. Everyone should be able to come to the table. And it just got me a little bit riled up, because when you're in this industry, or whatever industry you're in, you are trying to be positive and help others. And when you see people who are only trying to focus on helping some people, it's kind of a turnoff. And so I thought, am I judging myself? Like, is there something I'm doing that I'm not super proud of that makes me feel like I don't deserve a seat at the table? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you guys are great. You're lovely. Keep showing up. Keep doing your thing, even if you feel like you're being judged by others or judged by yourself. Be compassionate towards what you are doing. I know so many of you are trying to make a positive impact in our lovely world, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. That's extremely vulnerable and courageous and so wonderful, and I love seeing it. So whatever you're doing, just approach each day with compassion towards yourself and compassion towards others, and try to avoid sort of accidentally getting too involved in our judgments of ourselves and of others. I love you so much. I hope you're doing okay. I'm sending you guys all virtual hugs, and I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. See you next Monday for another Mindful Monday moment. Bye-bye.